This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 455, How to Raise Justice-Minded Kids by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. Hey there, I'm Joss Marie, and welcome to Optimal Relationships Daily. This is the show where I narrate relationship articles to you every weekday, just like an audiobook. And just a little FYI, I normally cover parenting posts on Fridays, and today is no exception. This one's by Joshua Becker, who talks about the importance of raising socially conscious children who are aware of societal issues. Justice is a virtue, and kids will notice their parents' compassionate words and behavior. I can't wait to share Joshua's tips with you, so let's hear it and start optimizing your life. How to Raise Justice-Minded Kids by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. Quote, "Justice is the crowning glory of the virtues." Marcus Tullius Cicero. Good parents are intentional parents. They understand their parenting decisions today shape the lives of their children in the future. Whether we do it intentionally or unintentionally, strategically or haphazardly, our choices will inevitably shape the lives of our children as adults. Most of us already know that to be true. That is why we discipline them when they disobey, so they will become responsible adults. That is why we help them with their homework, so they will value education. And that is why we enroll them in sports, dance, and summer camps, so they will become well-rounded, successful human beings. Our choices steer our children's lives. How, then, do we guide them towards a concern for others and a desire for justice in our world? How do we raise children to stand up against unfair practices, give to those in need, speak for the voiceless, defend the innocent, and not blame the victim? The answer may not be as complicated as one might think. In fact, raising a justice-minded child is not that much different than raising a child who values athletics, academics, or art. The same principles apply. The problem is that society champions athletes, academics, and artists. It gives trophies to athletes, awards to academics, and accolades to artists. Our schools offer classes for academics, after-school clubs for artists, lessons for dancers, and coaches for athletes. But rare is the community that champions justice. As a result, we as parents need to take the lead in raising justice-minded kids and take it upon ourselves to accomplish that goal. To help us accomplish that goal in our child's life, no matter their age, we need to intentionally include these 4 principles in our parenting. Number 1, embrace the idea of a justice-minded child. Wise parents give significant thought to what type of person they are raising. They make their choices intentionally, and then they strategically steer their children down that road. In the same way, raising a justice-minded child begins with the decision to raise a justice-minded child. This first step is absolutely essential and cannot be overstated. Giving up your privilege for the rights of others is a countercultural mindset. It will not be found until it is deliberately sought. Number 2, exemplify a justice-minded life for your child. Our children are watching. They are noticing our lives, and our actions speak 1,000 times louder than our words. Simply put, if our children don't see us model a concern for social justice in our own life, they are not going to care about it either, and it would be unreasonable to assume they would. On the other hand, if they see us model social justice, compassion, and service on a regular basis, they are going to realize the importance of it. So offer to make a meal for the family of an unemployed friend, buy extra Christmas gifts for the orphan, take a stand against corporations that exploit children, and speak up for those without a voice. Your son or daughter will notice. They always do. Number 3, expose your child to the issues of social justice in your community and around the world. I love the idea of a son who appreciates baseball. Because of that, I take him to baseball games, we play catch in the backyard, and talk about it at the dinner table. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm teaching him to value the sport so that we can enjoy it together as he gets older. In the same way, if we want to raise justice-minded children, we need to expose them to issues in our community and around the world that demonstrate the need for justice. Talk about it at the dinner table. Get a children's book from the library that raises the issue. Find a movie that portrays injustice and discuss it afterwards. Organize a time to serve as an entire family. Your children are never too young to be exposed to the needs of others in our world. And number 4, encourage them as they get involved. The old saying is still true. What gets rewarded gets done. One of the greatest ways to motivate our children towards an end is by using encouraging, positive words. That is why every time they clean up their toys or dirty laundry, we praise them so they continue down the road they started. When you see your child display a concern for justice, which they inevitably will if you follow through on the other first 3 principles, be sure to praise them loudly and consistently. After all, an act of justice towards a fellow human being deserves a far greater applause than hitting a baseball. The author Hawding Carter Jr. once said, "There are 2 lasting bequests we can give our children. One is roots, the other is wings." End quote. Give your children firm roots in the importance of standing up for those who can't, and watch them soar to create a better world than they found. You just listened to the post titled, "How to Raise Justice-Minded Kids" by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. Ask anyone what's wrong with the world today, and you're likely to get a passionate response about some kind of injustice. Whether it's human rights, poverty, hunger, environmental problems, or economic inequality. There's a long list of issues that affect the world we live in, and having a bleak outlook feels familiar when it seems like all hope is lost. However, when we cultivate social awareness in our young ones, we give the next generation the ability to take on the responsibility of fighting for a better future. Lee and I are always interested in guiding our littles to become responsible adults who contribute to their community. So thank you so much to Joshua for sharing this enlightening article on parenting. And on that note, I just want to remind you that Joshua's blog posts cover many different topics. So if you'd like to listen to his views on life, health, and finance, remember to subscribe to our Optimal Living, Optimal Health, and Optimal Finance daily shows too. But with that, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks so much for joining me here this Friday. Have a relaxing and reflective weekend. And I'll see you again first thing on Monday, where your optimal life awaits.